I didn't.
Does he do it at his father's house?
I don't know what he does at his dad's house.
Okay, I guarantee he doesn't go lay in his father's bed.
I'm not gonna speak on that because I don't give a what they do over there.
Okay, well when I get dressed, we're gonna have a conversation about it because I'm gonna make it very clear. Because here again, you allowing him to raise up against me. That's what caused the last incident.
Now let me just give a little bit of context. In this caption, it says, "Sad. Woman says her abusive ex-boyfriend was offended by her 13-year-old son being in bed with her and her daughter. Man threatened to harm the son and claimed he was trying to assert dominance." What's y'all thoughts on that? I don't know nothing about that. Once again, this is a man with a woman and they have a child together and she has they have a son together. But this is her son from a previous relationship, her 13-year-old. So the stepdad is saying that the son is asserting dominance by laying in the bed with her and her daughter while they're like watching a movie. So he's saying that shouldn't happen. What's your thoughts on that? Let me know. I don't know nothing about that. Let's continue.
That is disrespectful. I almost hurt him.
Why?
Because that is disrespectful and he knows it. That's why he got on the floor. You don't go and lay in a mother bed. That's you're trying to establish dominance.
I don't think that was. I think it was innocent, but
That's
it was.
what you think, Jen, as a woman, and you can think that as his mother. But I'm telling you, as a man and a man of this house, I almost hurt that boy.
Oh,
and
wow.
you think I'm playing, and I'm not.
She says, I got caught watching a movie in bed. She says she got caught watching a movie in bed with my son and daughter. So she was in her bed watching a movie with her son and daughter, which I ain't gonna lie, I do from time to time. Like my younger ones though. My youngest and then my next youngest, which is a girl and a boy. They get up in the bed with me and they'll watch a movie. Or, if I'm just in bed, they'll watch something with me. Or if their father is there too, they'll just jump on him and jump on the bed and watch with us or whatever. So but they're younger. Now, my son is 8 and my daughter is 11, my youngest too. 8 and 11. So they would do that. The older ones, they don't do that. I guess they don't feel the need to, they just don't. But I mean, what's your thoughts on that? I've never heard this before. He's saying that the 13-year-old is trying to assert dominance. Have you heard of that? So I mean, I can't really. I don't understand that. I mean, like I said, my older sons, they don't come get in our bed. They just don't do that. But my younger ones, they'll come, pop on the bed or whatever and hug us or whatever, and then they go about their business. And their father does not have a problem with that. My husband we don't have a problem with that. You know what I mean? They're not. And if he tell them, okay, hey, go ahead, go in your room, or whatever, they just go. So I do think it's probably an issue because he is the stepdad, and I don't know. Because I don't know for a fact, but I do think if it was his son, he probably wouldn't have a problem with him. If his son came in the room, say, hey dad, my children do it all the time. Hey dad, mom, what you doing? Come give us a hug. Or they'll pop on they know not to get on my bed because I don't like them just jumping on my bed, on our bed anyway. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where your feet have been. I don't know what you've been doing. Is your clothes clean? Like I don't like people just jumping on my bed. So they don't do that. They know better. But I don't know. I mean, like the little ones, same thing. I'm like, they know, I don't like you all over my bed. But sometimes they'll just come hop up and give us a hug or whatever, or we'll watch a little something together. Sometimes I'll ask them, come watch a movie with me, but that's the younger ones, 8 and 11. But, I don't know. I don't know. This is weird. This is why I say more and more, you gotta be careful out here, y'all. Y'all don't know. Because small things could turn into something bigger. And he said he almost hurt the boy. Now, is that something to hurt him over? Do y'all think that's something to hurt him over? I don't know. But there's something more. I will say in these clips and stuff, we don't get the full story. We just see little bitty clips, and that's all we have to go off. Now, if there's more involved, then we could give a better, take on it. But that's all we can give. Shout out for the generous super chat. I appreciate you. my mixologist DN, I don't know how to say your name. 365. I'm sorry for butchering up your name, but thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. Says outdoors versus being in the bed. Your camping example is valid. Closeness alone isn't inappropriate, but home, beds, plus teens, plus blended families often need clear agreements so no one feels dismissed or disrespected. I agree. Oh my God. Thank you. I hope I can't say your name, but thank you so much for super chat. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. I appreciate it. Yeah, you have to establish certain boundaries. You have to make them known, what it is that you like, what you don't like, and I think there's an appropriate way to do it. Because like I said, everybody was raised a certain way. Everybody wasn't raised the same. There's certain rules that you follow that were taught to you or handed down to you, and others as well. So you got to figure out how you're going to coordinate that, and what is okay and what is not. So in this case, he's telling his woman, but I think they said she broke up with the man anyway. Baby, thank you once again. I appreciate you for the generous super chat. I appreciate you for being here. I think they said she broke up with him. She broke up with him because I guess she felt it was inappropriate, or she felt like he didn't like her son or something. I don't know, but they're saying that she did break up with him. So, so child, it's just a mess. When you're dealing with a woman who has, or a man who has kids or whatever, and those kids are coming into your life, you have to establish certain boundaries and let them know what's up, what you expect in that household. You just can't, just ignore that. You have to let them know what your expectations are, what they have to do. When you raise your kids together, they already know, because they're raised with the certain values, certain morals already. And we're doing it together. When you have the husband and a wife in the family doing it, raising their kids together, that's already established. So they already know what the rules are. You don't have to do that. But when you're mingling families and, bringing people together on the outside, then you have to establish those boundaries. We didn't have to establish boundaries with our kids because we raised them. We raised them with certain boundaries. So they already know it's instilled in them. You know what I mean? That's why it's scary when you have these stepfathers and situations, because or you coming in and trying to establish something with somebody else's kids, and especially if they're already teenagers too, they've already been raised a certain way. You got to come in and you got to change that. Sometimes that's difficult for those children because they've been accustomed to one way. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I think that's another reason not to deal with certain people with children already, especially when they've already been raised and it's already been established and they have a certain way of living, because it's going to be difficult. Then that's when you get, oh, you ain't my daddy. You can't tell me what to do and all that. You know what I'm saying? That's when you have that. And, because they used to living a certain way with their mothers. And then when a man comes in and he has to put the rules down, they don't like it sometimes. Sometimes that's a lot of cases. That's the problem. This is where you find these teenagers beating up the daddy, beating up the stepdaddy. I saw two, 3 grown children beating up the stepdaddy because they didn't like what he was doing and he can't tell them nothing. So I'm like, who wants to deal with that? So yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. DeeDeesReactions.